All right. The next question from a client is, how do you push through building your business and combat the thoughts of not really having a steady flow of clients and the doubts that seep in surrounding that? Should I close this down, or am I really supposed to be doing this? Especially when you are working at a regular job that is a time suck, energy suck for your life, that you're feeling as if you're backed into a corner working because of your personal circumstance. It's leaving you feeling drained and paralyzed in working your business on top of all the other personal challenges that you're struggling with in your relationship, with your soon-to-be ex and children. You have been trying to meditate and stay positive, but these thoughts keep creeping in. You tell yourself you're worthy of success, but it's hard to embody and believe it when there's no evidence of it happening around you. So it's really just trying to figure out how to be careful of external dialogue, but you're being honest, and I super appreciate your honesty, your vulnerability. You are in a circumstance and a situation that right now probably feels really, really, really difficult. Really difficult. And I don't take that lightly. So the first thing I'll say is that, I just want to scroll back up. So the first thing I'll say is that, let's go question by question and kind of dissect this. So how do you push through building your business and combat the thoughts of not really having a steady flow of clients, and the doubt that seeps in surrounding that? So we have to ask ourselves a couple questions. Number one, why is there not a steady flow of clients? That's the first question. So we write that one down. Why do we not have a steady flow of clients? Is there an organic or a paid client attraction system in place? Where are you getting current clients? What does that look like? And is that happening or not happening because of the current circumstance that you're in? That may be the case. It may be something where you feel so drained even doing that because of the scenario that you're living in right now, which isn't forever, just to be clear. The next question was, should I close this down, or am I really supposed to be doing this? That's a question that's a question that you definitely get to ask yourself. Like, is this what you're supposed to be doing? And you get to be really honest with yourself, because like, I remember when I closed down my fitness facility, after 6 years of blood, sweat, and tears, and just thinking it was going to be the end all be all for me, I ultimately realized that it wasn't what I'm actually here to do. Like, it wasn't what I'm on the planet for. And that was hard because I had reached this mountaintop, this place where I thought I wanted to be, and things were going really successfully, and I was miserable. And so I got to this place where I thought was going to be amazing, and it wasn't. But I knew that there was more for me, and I'm here for something, and I'm doing it right now here with all of you. This is what I'm here to do. And only you can ask yourself that, and your higher self that. You get to ask that question. I'm a big fan of asking that question right before I fall asleep, and asking it really intelligently, and then letting the next 8 hours of it seeping into your subconscious to start to learn to trust yourself and know that the answers are going to come, because it's going to be different for everybody. This may be more of a pivot for you than a full, like, closing it down and moving into something completely different. But I know for me personally, I started full-time teacher, went into running a fitness facility, then went online in high-ticket coaching and was doing, gut health, weight loss, hormone balancing for women. And then a lot of those clients ended up being business owners. So I was showing them how to build their businesses. That's actually how I met this particular client that's asking this question. And we worked together five or so years back. And then now it's evolved into really just like, I started doing high ticket closing for other companies and fell in love with just helping all sales, premium sales professionals just master their state, master their skills, and master their results. And it was an evolution, right? All of this that's happening right now is happening for you. So it's paying attention to what are we supposed to be learning from this? What is this telling you? And a lot of it too is really helping you see that the current circumstance was created by the past versions of you, the past thought processes, the past actions, a lot of different things that you may have not noticed when they were happening in the moment. Okay, there's no blame in this. This is very important. This isn't like blame game, judgment. This is simply being more curious, more discerning, and more empathetic with your own self, and understanding, maybe in this stage, in this time and space, taking a step back from the business and looking at, okay, what is the best next step right now? Okay, because like you said here, a lot of this feels really draining because of you're working another job. It's overwhelming. It sounds like it feels overwhelming. You're feeling, like you said, you're feeling drained and paralyzed in working your business. So if you're feeling that way, right, or facts, focus, and feelings, of course it's going to be way more difficult to actually generate clients if that's the focus and the feelings is on what's currently happening rather than the future that you could create, okay, and have the opportunity to create. So if you don't feel like you have the ability, strength, or capacity in this moment in time to actually move forwards with those things, it may be a time for more healing and more transition, and putting that on the back burner, doing what you need to do in this moment in time so that when you do pick that back up, once these other circumstantial things in your life, which is a lot, just to be real here, like it's a lot. You're going through a lot of transitional changes, and there's probably some like a lot of times when folks go through this, they start to experience some shame because of the shifts and the trauma of what's happening in their lives. Like you're going through a process that can feel really uncomfortable because there's so much unknown. And so what's happening is you're having a bunch of unknown, and then you're throwing more unknown on top of it, which makes it even more difficult to find some footing, because our mind loves what's familiar, predictable, and certain, and all of this is anything but that. Okay? And what happens is that you try to meditate and stay positive, and yet, of course, the thoughts are going to keep creeping back in because your mind's like, it's not okay. Things are not going well. We're sinking, and how do we get out of this? And I will tell you that I do love that you're telling yourself that you are worthy and you are successful, because you said in this, like, there's no evidence around you, and I'll add something to that right now, because I do know in this particular person's circumstance, like, you have had stuff that's worked in the past. I know when we worked together about 5 years ago, things were working. You were improving. You were making more money, and it was going really well. And so we do have proof that this does work and it can work. I know that you're a very talented human being. And even if this isn't the thing that you're supposed to be doing, you will find something that will work and will be the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Like I shared with you, I had to go through many different phases and steps to find the thing that I think I'm really here to do. Okay. And so it's just, but I had to lean into it and trust in my higher self, trust in God, trust in this process that everything, and I mean everything, is happening for me. And a lot of this, I created these things that happened in my life to give me lessons and learning abilities to work on mastering my state, work on mastering my skills, work on mastering my results, so I could get to the point where I'm at now. And I would say even now I'm in another transitional state. It's because this doesn't stop until we get off the ride of life, really, is what happens. So I think in this moment in time, let's go through some steps. Number one, it's giving yourself some grace. A lot of people, they don't give themselves grace, and they're trying to grab at straws, trying to figure things out when everything feels like it's crumbling around them. And they forget, like, you're not doing this alone. And especially with this client, this will make sense with you. God's got your back. This is all happening for you to grow and evolve and find this next stage. And you will come out of this, just like you've come out of other things in your life, because I do know personally, working with you, you've gone through some stuff, some really challenging stuff, and you have come through it on the other side. And it's just trusting that this will be that as well. This will also be something else. You always have enough. That's more of the mantra I want you to see if you can practice, is like, even when things seemed really scarce, you still had enough in that moment. You still had enough, and you will always have enough. Even when things seem super bleak, you will always have enough. There's nothing that you will be given that you can't handle. You are amazing. You are powerful. You are strong. You have the ability to work through these challenges and lessons and learning opportunities in this thing called life, right? In Earth School here. And you're just in the thick of it right now, right? You're like in exam time. You're in finals in the curriculum, and it can feel very tricky because there's a lot being thrown at you and testing. What are you going to do? Are you going to hold in the state and so in the facts, focus, and feelings and the freedom plan that's going to lead you out of this, or are you going to fall back into old patterns, behaviors, all of that stuff? Are you going to move towards and take action towards what you want versus what you don't want? Or are you going to get stuck in inaction? And then when you get results, we get to look at them, not through the lens of emotion, through the lens of actual, when we track this stuff, when we come back to your first question, what should I do because I don't have this steady lead flow of clients? We need to understand, like, why, right? Because if you want to continue with that, we can look at it and say, okay, here's the amount of clients that are coming in. This is why they're coming in. Very factual, very numbers and tracking oriented, so that we have a clear picture. Because when I have clients take action, it's packed action, persistent, accountable, consistent, and trackable. So if we don't track it, we don't know. We're flying blind. And then, of course, that allows our emotions and our feelings to take over even more, because we're not working with facts. We're working with feelings. And feelings are the language of the subconscious. So it's telling your subconscious, freak out, it's overload, and your subconscious and your ego and all your saboteurs are working together, and it just feels like this spiral down, okay? And I know you. And even if if anybody else is watching this, understand, even if I don't know you, I know that you are a human being and you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and you are the empowered creator of your life. You are the empowered creator of your life. This too shall pass. Both when things seem good and they seem not so good, both of those pass. You move through both. This too shall pass is a really powerful thought process. Okay? And it helps you move forwards even when it feels uncomfortable. And this one thing transformed my life when my childhood home burned to the ground. This helped me a lot. My coach said to me, you create your safety. And that became my mantra. I create my safety. I create my income, I create my health, I create all of it, right? I am the empowered creator of my life, and so are you. So you get to create. You are a creator. And the real question here, to come back to all of this, is what are you creating with your current thought structure? Are you creating a predictable future by focusing on your familiar past, like Dr. Joe Dispenza says? Like, are you focusing on your familiar past that's creating this predictable future? Or are you focusing on your ideal reality that you want to create? And just staying in that calm knowing that this is what you're creating. This is it. And you're not going to waver from that. But you can truly know you got this. You are a powerful, powerful human being. And the best next steps, these are the questions to ask yourself, is do you really want to continue your business? Do you want to put it to the side? You get to answer that for yourself, because only you know if this is the right move for you in this season. It doesn't mean you can't come back to it. Most people think like once you make a decision, it's like a forever type of thing. No. Okay, so it's really just making that decision. That's all it is. It's deciding I'm going to move forwards with this plan of action. And it sounds like to me that you could really use some empathy for yourself. You could use some discernment. You could use some curiosity of how to move through these uncertain times. And the more uncertainty you add on to all of the things that are currently occurring, it's just going to create more anxiety, fear, worry, doubt, all that stuff, because there's just so much, and it's a mind overload. So the more certainty that you can create in your life, right, and start counting those wins each and every day, that's going to help you move through this. But you can borrow certainty and confidence too from times in your life when you have completed and achieved certain things in certain areas of your life. Like whenever I'm working with clients and they're like, I'm trying to lose weight, and I'm like, have you lost weight before? They're like, yes. Perfect. So it's proof that you can. Okay, it's proof that it's possible. And sometimes I'll work with someone and they're like, I'm like, have you earned money before? And they're like, yes. Perfect. So it's proof that you can do that. Have you kept money before? Yes. Perfect. So it's proof that you can do that. So it's borrowing this proof from other areas of your life that will really help you see that this is 100% possible 100% of the time. Okay? So this is where I would start. This is what I would sift through. Definitely come back. You can watch this a couple times just to really work through this stuff. And feel free to ask any other follow-up questions, you or anybody else that's watching this. And I look forward to supporting you. Just remember, you are enough. You always have been. You always will be. You have enough. You always have had enough, and you always will. Even when things seem like the bleakest they've ever been, you've always worked it out. You're still here, you're breathing, so it's proof, okay? And it's just really showing up, aka being, taking packed action, aka doing, and getting results, and then repeating this. You got this.